so proud to be Haitian because just everything about being Haitian is just awesome.
Everyone know about the history of Haiti, first Black independent country in 1804.
Understanding the history of Haiti, Haitian people, you can't help but be proud of the accomplishment that have happened.
Haitian Americans have done really well in the past few years. There's still a lot more work to be done. Only about 20% of us actually have a bachelor's degree.
I understand firsthand some of the challenges that Haitian American students, graduates, and professionals have faced.
Some of them have overcome incredible adversity.
Both immigrated or asylum seekers or refugees.
There are not that many Haitian-focused scholarships, but like any other award, the NAAHP Leadership Award is providing recognition for one's hard work.
As we know, college is expensive, so this scholarship fund provides the chance for a brighter future.
It felt like the universe was speaking, like I needed the money, I was intrigued, people were telling me to apply.
Going to college or graduate school can be very, very expensive. So donating to a scholarship like this would help that expense be more manageable.
Future generation of leaders, scholars, entrepreneurs,
young adults that are trying to make something of their lives.
They are rock stars. They just need the help, and they need us to help them accomplish it.
There's like this Haitian proverb that says, "Male Pete Shot Palu," many hands make the load lighter.
Log in and you can donate $10, $25, $50.
It makes me think of the Malcolm X quote that education is our passport to the future, for tomorrow belongs to those who prepare for it today. It makes me happy to know that our organization is contributing to that goal, preparing others for the future.
Hello, everyone. Thank you for joining me this Monday afternoon. My name is Doris Pierre, as others call me Claslyne Doris Pierre. I am the scholarship coordinator here at the National Alliance for the Advancement of Haitian Professionals. I was here with you all last year, and I am so happy to be here once again to go over tips and best strategies as you work on submitting your scholarship application. I'll go ahead and just share my screen. And as always, I would say, bear with me as we may or may not experience technical difficulties. But my hope is that for the next hour, I can give you best tips on how you can navigate the application and how you can submit a successful application. Okay. All right. So our presentation for today is titled Scholarship Application Strategies. We have two objectives for today. You will learn more about the NAAHP Partner University Scholarship. And our second objective for today is an opportunity for us to explore strategies to assist you in submitting a strong scholarship application. I will leave plenty of time at the end for you to ask me any questions that you may have, any concerns, but also know that we are here if any other questions or concerns arise after this presentation. So let's kick things off. Today we're focused on the scholarship opportunity that came from the partnership of NAAHP and St. Augustine's University, which is a university in North Carolina. Basically, the partnership was created to provide Haitian American students with an opportunity to pursue a college degree or their bachelor's degree on a full ride scholarship. And we'll explore what that means for you as an applicant and really some of the criteria that you have to meet in order for you to be considered eligible for this scholarship. The scholarship application for the fall semester opened on February 1st of this year, and the application will close on April 30th, 2022. And as always, I've mentioned this over and over again. You want to start preparing your application as early as possible. Do not delay the process at all. All right. So As you all know, I like to take you through the application so that you can understand what is expected of you, what we're looking from you, so that again you can submit that a successful application, but then submitting that application on time as well. All right, so let's dive into what the St. Augustine's University Scholarship Opportunity is. This scholarship, as I've mentioned before, is perfect for Haitian students, Haitian American students who are pursuing their bachelor's degree. And so on this specific page, we've outlined for you exactly what we're looking for in terms of criteria. If you are applying for, so first, before I start going through the details, I want you all to understand that this scholarship will cover your tuition fully. It is a full ride scholarship, and it covers up to 15 credit hours per semester. It covers your room and board as well as books. So what is it that you need in order for you to apply for the St. Augustine and NAAHP scholarship? The first criteria on here is that you must have completed secondary school, or what we refer to as high school, or you must be in your final year of high school or secondary school. You have to meet or at least exceed the following test scores, obtaining 1,000 points on your SAT and 22 on your ACT. And this requirement is actually waived for the 2021 and 22 academic year. And so for the 22-23 academic year, if we are going to offer another opportunity, it is something that you will have to meet. And if applicable, you have to score at least a 520 on your TOEFL application. You also have to demonstrate financial need. You must have also been accepted into a full-time degree program at the university. You cannot be younger than 17 years old the week before classes begin. And you also have to agree to enroll in a minimum of 12 credits each fall and spring semester. All right. And so one thing that I would like to do also is to visit the St. Augustine website to see what they have in terms of bachelor's programs and opportunities. And we encourage all students to, again, take the time to browse their website, to understand some of the program offerings and see what aligns with your professional and your career goals. Again, as I've mentioned, the scholarship opened on February 1st, and it will close on April 30th, 2022. All right. So when you go on the St. Augustine's website, what you want to do is you want to explore the different programs of study that they have. And if you find that, for example, you would like to pursue an undergraduate degree in accounting, you want to make sure that you apply and you apply for the program so that you can get admitted. Okay. Let's say that you want to pursue a program that, currently they're not offering at the time. I would not encourage you to apply. Reason is because you're not going to be able to use the scholarship towards your degree. Okay. All right. Now, take the time to go on their website to read more about the different program offerings. All right. So we are here to talk about the scholarship application and what NAAHP as well as St. Augustine is asking of you in order for you to be considered for this prestigious and I would say this amazing opportunity. Okay. So first thing first, you always want to ensure that you fill the application to the best of your ability and you fill the application thoroughly as well. All right. So you want to make sure that you include your full name and email address. And I would say this, I've seen quite a few applications where people would make mistakes on their emails, and it would be very difficult to get in touch with them and provide them with an update on their application. So you don't want to overlook anything on the application. Take your time, do not rush through it. And if you have a friend or a family member or a colleague that can, again, review everything before you submit it, it is highly encouraged. Okay, so we're going to continue here. Besides your name, we also would like to collect your phone number, In the country here, this opportunity is currently offered to students in the US or who plan on pursuing their degree here in the US. You want to make sure you've added all of your address as well as anything related to your citizenship, okay? In addition, we do ask for your date of birth. Again, make sure you take the time to add all of these information. Now, it's getting to the part where you really need to sit down to think about exactly how your personal brand, as I like to call it, and how you want people to understand who you are, even as a high school student, okay? So one of the things that we ask for is your biography, and I would like to now navigate to one of my all-time favorite biographies, which is the biography of our Executive Vice President here at NAAHP, Molina. You can have an understanding on what should be included on your biography, okay? I always say to keep it short, keep it sweet, keep it direct to the point. You want to give people a full picture of the things that you want, you've either completed, some of the things that you are pursuing, or other plans that you may have for the future. So on the NAAHP website, we have quite a few examples of biographies that you can read. You can read them. You can think about how they relate to the story that you want to tell. And then based on that, you don't copy it word for word. You work on your own biography. That's how it works, right? So you have to help people understand who you are, what you bring to the table, and really what makes you the best candidate for this scholarship opportunity, okay? So you could see here that her biography, is just really short compared to other biographies that I've seen, just 2 paragraphs, okay? Now, she wants us to know that she is a native New Yorker, born to Haitian parents. She is a founder, and some of the things that she's passionate about. She has also listed her degrees and some of the work that she's been doing as a professional, as well as the associations that she's a part of. So if you need other examples of biographies, again, I encourage you to navigate on our website. If you can go to who we are and you click on the leadership team, you will find amazing biographies that you can use as part of your application, okay? So we'll navigate back here. So what you want to do is, the advice that I have is that you type your biography on a separate document, whether it be on Google Docs or on Microsoft Word. If you are an avid mobile user like myself, I would create a note on your cell phone, and you want to, again, take the time to read it and ensure that it tells your story and it tells who you are. And another step is that you have other people within your network take a look at it and see what advice that they have. And you can also have them check for any grammatical errors that may have been a part of it that you did not notice, because again, we are human beings and we make mistakes, right? So take the time to write your biography. And once you feel like you are ready, I would say, once you feel like you are ready and you have other documents that we're looking for, definitely submit that application. The second component here is the essay submission. And the prompt for this year is very straightforward. Again, we would like to just learn more about you. And again, how can this scholarship opportunity impact your studies as well as contribute to your career growth? Fun and quick tips for essays, read the prompt, okay? How would this scholarship make an impact on your education and career aspiration as a Haitian professional? For example, I've seen people link their career goals and career aspirations to growing up. For example, other people who may pursue a degree in medicine, they may want to become a doctor because, growing up, they had an amazing experience with a nurse, or they had an amazing experience with a doctor, right? If you want to pursue a degree to make an impact, like what is that impact What is that impact that you want to make? And how can this scholarship contribute to your career aspiration? Again, same thing, take the time to write it on Google Docs, or maybe use Microsoft Word, or as an avid mobile user, add it on your note, right? And have one of your friends, one of your colleagues, a professor, a mentor, a sponsor, have them take a look at the essay for one, grammatical errors, and making sure that you stay on the prompt and that you don't go too far away from what the question is asking you. Okay, and I have a couple more tips to share at the end in terms of like what is it that you want to ensure your essay has, right? So for your essay, you want to keep it specific, right? Specific, and always make sure that you can link it back to the prompt. For example, if you start talking about food, what does food have to do with the question at hand or the prompt that they are asking you? Okay, so keep it specific. Stay focused on the topic, right? And this is overall an opportunity for you to tell your story. Again, from sharing your biography to now talking about your career aspirations, tell that story. Okay, like what is the story that you want the scholarship committee to understand as they go through your application? When St. Augustine is reviewing that application, at the end of that review, what is it that you want them to remember about you? Leave an impression, right? Leave a lasting impression through your biography and your essay. Now, the topic of professional headshot. Yes, we do ask you for a professional headshot. And once again, I am going to navigate back to the website to show you a few examples of what we consider, or what is considered to be, professional headshots in the professional world. Now, you could see here that these photos or these headshots, they are individual headshots, meaning that you don't see anybody else as part of the photo, right? Or as part of the image. And I'm going to, again, just click on Melina because she's just an amazing example. You could see that she has a smile on her face. She keeps it really simple. It shows, who she is. Show that personality through your headshot, okay? You can invest in getting a professional headshot with a professional photographer. But again, if you use an iPhone, if you are a Reels or a TikTok expert, I would say use your phone to the best of your ability. What you want to ensure is that you have a clear background so that they can see your face. You don't want the photo to be too busy, right? You don't want to have any signs on your professional headshot. You want to keep it short. You want to keep it sweet. You want people to see who you are, okay? So that photo that you took in Cancun or in Europe while vacationing, and it shows 10,000 other people in the background, it may not be the best photo for you to use as part of your professional headshot, okay? You don't want to use a group photo. You want to showcase who you are. That's what we define as a professional headshot, okay? Again, our website has amazing resources. You could see different professional headshots. And again, I am spending time on these things because a lot of the times they are overlooked, but they are extremely important, okay? Take the time, ask your friends, ask your colleagues to go ahead and take a quick a quick headshot for you so that you can upload it as part of your application. Okay. Now, you want to add information about your current education level, what year are you in. So for this scholarship, it is for if you are getting your first undergraduate degree or your first bachelor's degree, this is perfect for you. If you already have another bachelor's degree and a master's degree, this is not the scholarship for you. You may want to take a look at our website and apply for the NAAHP scholarship, okay? Instead of the St. Augustine and NAAHP partnership scholarship, okay? This is specifically for high school seniors or those who just graduated and have not started their university or college, okay? Your current enrollment status. If you're part-time, you can indicate part-time. If you are full-time, you also want to indicate full-time. You want to ensure that you upload your transcript. And in terms of a file, I want to make sure that you understand that it's important for you to submit the right document. And so the easiest way for you to do that is by naming your document properly. If it is your high school transcript, you want to add your first name, your last name, and what the file is. So if it's transcript of grades, I would add my name. I would say Doris _ Jean Pierre _ transcript, high school transcript. Okay. Because many times I've seen that people would submit the wrong application, the wrong file as part of the application. Okay. You also want to include information about your high school, the name, the address, your current GPA. And as you can see here, the SAT and ACT scores, they are not required because we've waived that for the 21 and 22 academic year. Okay. All right. So now, remember earlier, I said it's extremely important that you browse through the website, right? And here it's asking you, which program at St. Augustine's University do you wish to enter to meet your educational need? What is this asking? It's basically asking you, what is the program that you would like to pursue? Okay. And if you did not, I don't know is not the right answer. I'm not sure is also not the right answer. You want to, as a leader, you want to take the time, you want to conduct your research, you want to think about it before applying or submitting that application, basically. Okay. So if you took the time to go on their website to read about their programs, this should be an easy answer for you. Okay. All right. Moving along here, your acceptance letter, if you've already been accepted, at St. Augustine's, you also want to upload your tuition bill, volunteering information, right? So you may not have, and I have resume down here, you may have a short resume because, again, you are just in high school. You have not had a job or a professional job or any job for that matter. And as a result, your resume may not fully tell who you are and show them and show the committee what you've done. So if you have completed volunteering activities or community service activities, you want to add all of that information here. Okay, add all of that information here. This can also be a part of your resume. Okay, so volunteering can include volunteering at your school. It can be at your church. It could be at a community center, an association, an organization. Again, through this application, you want to show the committee who you are. You want them to understand, to have the full understanding of your accomplishments. Other extracurricular activities. Have you participated in sports? Have you participated in leadership programs? Have you completed marathons or other activities? You also want to showcase it here. And again, you can either write it or you can upload it. Okay, but don't leave it blank. Okay. Awards and honors. Are you a star? Have you been doing amazing work, right? Have you received any awards from your school, from your church, from your association, from an organization within your community? Also add that here. I remember back in high school, I had an award. It was called the Bob Borovi Award in my city, which was Boynton Beach at the time. And whenever I would apply for a scholarship, this would be the one award that I would always add to my application, right? And basically what it does is that it showed the committee and, whoever is reviewing my application that I spent quite a few hours volunteering. So add the awards that you have. You've had appreciation awards. You've had thank you for your support. Add all of it here. We want to celebrate with you, okay? And of course, that piece about your resume, you want to keep it simple, okay? And I don't have an example here to show, but resumes are always one of my favorite topics to just talk about, just because there are so many things that you can do on your resume. You can customize it. You can really, again, tell that story. So on your resume, you want to make sure your resume has your name, not your full address. You want to have your city and your state. You want to have your phone number, and you also want to have your email address, okay? And given that you are in high school or you've just graduated, you want to include the name of your school. Again, your GPA, if that GPA is really high. You want to add the years, whether you started in 2019, 2020. You want to add that on there. And again, a resume is supposed to be a summary of all of these things that we've added on here. You can add volunteer information. If you've held any leadership role at your church, you want to display that on there. Okay. Now, and you want that resume to be a one-page resume. You don't need to have a two-page resume. Again, I would have your counselor take a look at your resume. I would have a friend take a look at your resume. I would have a mentor take a look at your resume, a professor or a teacher. Again, use the resources that you have to make sure that you put your best foot forward. Okay, so work on that resume. Start working on it ahead of time so that you can give your colleagues enough time to, one, to revise it, but two, you want to give them enough time to provide you with feedback so that you can update it accordingly. All righty. Moving on now to recommendation letters. We are asking for 2 recommendation letters, okay? And so my tips for recommendation letters are always simple. The number one thing you want to do is that you want to ask for the letter in advance. If you are planning on applying for this scholarship, the application is due on April 30th. The first thing I would do is I would reach out to my teacher or mentor and say, hey, I am thinking about applying. Well, not hey, but I would say, hi, I'm thinking about applying for a scholarship at the National Alliance for the Advancement of Haitian Professionals. And I was hoping that you can provide me with a recommendation letter. The application is due on April 30th, but my hope is to submit it 2 weeks before the deadline. Would you be able to provide me with a recommendation letter, right? What you don't want to do, you don't want to wait at the last minute. The application is due on the 30th. You are reaching out to them on the 20th and asking for it to be rushed. You want to submit a complete application, okay? You want that application to have your recommendation letter. And the only way you can have a recommendation letter on time is if you ask for it ahead of time, okay? So besides asking for it ahead of time, you want to be careful on who you ask for that recommendation letter. For example, if you have burnt a bridge, if you worked with a mentor or you had a supervisor and you did not meet the goals that you set for yourself or they set for you as your supervisor, if you were rude, if you were disrespectful, if you were not a team player, if you had no clue what was happening, they may not be the right person or the best person for you to ask for that recommendation letter. You want to ask for a recommendation letter from, you want to ask people who can tell your story, not tell your story, but who knows who you are, people who understands your career aspirations, what you want to do, what you've done. People who could speak about, again, who you are as a high school student, as a high school graduate, better yet, as a leader or a future leader, right? You want to be careful. You want to be careful with that, okay? Again, ask them the letter ahead of time. You want to make sure they have enough time to work on that letter, submit it to you, and for you to submit it to us. And as you could see here, when you work on the application, you have to do it in one sitting. So once you've added all of the information, you click I agree and you send that application, okay? So you want to make sure you have all of the information listed on here ready before you submit that application. If you start writing that biography and you don't have your essay, you're going to have to start all over. That's why I recommend using Google Docs or Microsoft Word or, you know, your notes on your phone to start gathering all of the information that you need, start putting everything together, reaching out to people, asking them to read it for you, and then sit down and submit that application prior to the deadline. I've seen quite a few emails a day before the deadline asking for one more week to submit it. It's unfair for other people, right? Who work tirelessly to submit their applications on time. What you don't want to do, the application is due at 11:59 on April 30th. You don't want to wait until 11:58 for you to start working on that application. If you click send application, we will not receive that application. It has to be submitted by 11:59 p.m. on that deadline. Now, every now and then we may extend the deadline. So this is where I would say to keep an eye out on your email, because we do send notices, newsletters. Check our LinkedIn page out. Check our Facebook page. We don't have a TikTok yet, but check our Facebook page. Check our Instagram page to see if we've extended that deadline. Okay. If you're not seeing any information about the deadline being extended, it just simply means that at this time, April 30th is the deadline that stays. Okay. So I have covered most of the things that I wanted to cover from a scholarship standpoint. Now, again, if you have questions, you can navigate here on the website. You know, everything is here. If you want to read more about this scholarship opportunity, you can click on the press release. You can read about it. And then once you have all of the information that you need, you've gathered all of your documents, please do submit that application. We really look forward to reviewing your scholarship application. Again, it is a full ride application. It covers your tuition and fees. It covers your room and your board, and it covers your books. So if you want to understand, if you want to leave, to see what it's like to live on campus, this is an amazing opportunity. And you know, that is thanks to the work of, you know, the leadership team at NAAHP, as well as the leadership team at St. Augustine's University. So take advantage of it. If you feel that you may not meet the requirements listed below, send the information to a friend, send it to a colleague, send it to a family member, so that they can take full advantage of this, again, amazing opportunity. All right. And this is finally the press release. All right. You can read more about it. Okay. Now, we have just reviewed the application fully. If you have questions, please do reach out. Now, I have a couple of other tips. And I would say that a lot of them, they may sound repetitive. As repetitive as they may sound, they are extremely important. And when creating this PowerPoint, I think of the different things that I've seen throughout the years serving as scholarship coordinator. I think of some of the ways that people can submit better application. Sometimes people would submit, an application without a resume. Sometimes they would attach the wrong document. Other times they would have a 15-paragraph biography. They would also submit a 5-page resume. I want to ensure that you have all of the tools, you have all of the resources to submit a successful application. Okay, so general tips here. Don't procrastinate. I know we all procrastinate. Sometimes I'm a procrastinator. Do not procrastinate. Again, this is a full ride scholarship. Do not procrastinate. Start gathering all of the information that, again, like maybe this is like the 50th time that I'm saying this. Start gathering your documents. You have, today's what? Today's the 28th. You have March, you have April. If you work on one thing every single week, I guarantee that you will submit that application on time. Work on that biography, work on that essay, start working on it right here, right now. Okay. This is not it's not half, it's a full scholarship. It covers for you to live on campus and any other fees that may be a part of that experience. Okay. You want to stay organized. Again, this is where I've mentioned things like naming your files, making sure they have the correct name, they have the correct title on them. You don't want to upload your resume where it's asking for volunteer information. You don't want to upload your resume where it's asking for your biography or your essay where it's asking for your resume. You want to take your time to read through everything, gather everything that you need, and stay organized throughout the process. Pay attention to details and requirements. Again, we just went through the application, and you may just be wondering, Doris, I've done so many applications before. Why are you going through everything line by line? Because it's important, right? It's important. Include your full name, include your phone number, ensure that you have the right number, ensure that you have the right email address, you have the right address, you have the right program. Okay. So pay attention to small details that you may not think matters, but actually matters a lot. Complete the application in full. Again, I think I've said this many, many times. Complete the application in full. Just complete the application in full. Add all of the information that we're requesting. We are requesting that information for a reason. Do not skip anything on the application. Give it a final once over before you submit your application. Proofread it. Pull a friend. Say, hey, can you read this for me? Can you take a look at my essay? What are some feedback you have for me? Reach out to your teacher and say, hey, I was able to work on my biography this weekend. What do you think about it? Do you see any grammatical errors? Anything that I should update? Anything that I should correct? Right? Give it a final once over before you submit that application. And the best way for you to do that is by gathering your information, by gathering all of the details, by gathering all of the resources that you need in one place, so that when you're ready to submit, you can submit it easily. And without even elaborating, that Google Docs allows you to collaborate. So share it with a colleague, and you could see the changes that they're making as you are adding your information. Okay. Ask for help if you need it. Again, and that help may come from, it may be, hey, Doris from NAAHP, I have a question about X, Y, and Z. I don't understand this. Can you help me understand it? It may also be help from your teachers, from your colleagues, from your friends. Ask for help, any help that you need, okay? Do not hesitate. Do not be afraid to reach out. And if throughout the process, you want to stay professional, you want to be professional. And professionalism can entail many things. That's submitting your application on time. It's proofreading your application. It's making sure you're not procrastinating. And if you miss the deadline, you're not sending rude emails. These are all of the things that you want to keep in mind as you work on your application. Again, a lot of what I've mentioned here may seem repetitive, but it is not. We want you to submit a successful application. All right. So that's what I have to offer this afternoon. Again, we went over. I shared more information about the NAAHP Partner University Scholarship. We also explored strategies to assist you in submitting a strong scholarship application. Okay. Again, take advantage of this full ride scholarship. Unfortunately, I can't take advantage of it, but take advantage of this scholarship. All right. I am going to stop sharing and answer any questions that we may have. All right. It seems that we have one question. If I get accepted for this scholarship, does it cover my 4 years at my university? And will I get the scholarship before the semester ends? Great question. So if you get this scholarship, it will cover all 4 years at St. Augustine's University. Okay. When you say my university, I'm not too sure which university you are referring to. If it's not St. Augustine's, this is not the scholarship for you. Okay. You may want to take a look at the NAAHP website because we do have another scholarship. We're working for you. We have 2 scholarships this year and we hope to grow that to even more. If you are already at another university and you love your alma mater, you don't want to leave, you may want to consider applying for the NAAHP scholarship versus the partnership scholarship that I stated earlier. Okay. You want to apply for the NAAHP scholarship instead of the partner university scholarship because that scholarship has to be used at St. Augustine's University. And yes, it will cover all 4 years. It is a full ride scholarship. Okay. Any other questions? All right. Well, since we don't have any other questions, I want to thank everyone for spending this time with me. It's always a pleasure to be here and to talk about the scholarship program that we have at the National Alliance for the Advancement of Haitian Professionals. If you have any questions, if you have any concerns, if you have any comments, please do not hesitate to reach out to us. You can reach out to myself. You can reach out to Melina. We will be more than happy to assist and provide you with that information or a response or anything that you may need, anything that can help you in submitting that application. Thank you once again for spending the time with me. As mentioned, my name is Doris, Claslyne Doris Jean Pierre, and I'm here at your service if you need anything related to the scholarship program here at NAAHP. Thank you and have a wonderful week. Take care.